Leeds United still running away with it over in the Championship. That's right, they're currently destined for the Premier League, but who will join them? Of course, taking advantage this weekend as we head in to the international break. Well, that and more next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. Today it's all about match number 38. That's right, in the Championship, and we'll get to it in a second. If you know where you've been, smash your subscribe and you want some shop for Blackburn Rovers, Championship, World Football. We're going to all hear under one Rooski. That's right, a bit of a shit weekend, a bit of a shit week for Blackburn Rovers as their playoff dreams are in tatters. But the relegation race is hot to bloody trot. Who, of course, is in the driving seat? We'll take a look at that in a second. A big shout out to the members, a big shout out to the patrons. You know who you are. What we're going to do now, though, is revisit those last weekend of games, or last week of games, and then look forward to the last week of drama before the international break. So sit tight, hold on, we're getting into it right here, right now, of course. Now, these were the games. I do apologise for the production value on this one. I am out on the road, so we're going to get them in, and these were the results right here on the screen. So, yeah, pretty grim stuff there. Burnley can only draw against West Bromwich Albion. Meanwhile, Cardiff lost at home to fellow strugglers Luton Town. Derby made it back-to-back wins, 2-0 winners over Coventry, who dented their own playoff hopes. Back in the mixer is Middlesbrough with a 2-1 win over QPR with a 2-0 win. Sunderland could only draw against Preston North End 1-1 at the Stadium of Light. Meanwhile, Sheffield Wednesday came back from behind and won 3-2 at Carrow Road. Meanwhile, Sheffield United could only draw against Bristol City. Plymouth beating their fellow coastal town, their coastal city or whatever. Portsmouth 2-1, I went the other way. Hull City with a massive 2-1 win over Oxford. Got that one spot on. Leeds United with a 2-0 win over Millwall. I went with a 3-0 win. Watford did beat Swansea 1-0. I went with a 1-1. And Stoke did beat Blackburn, as they bloody do. 1-0 in the end. I went with a 2-1, went the other way. This is the table I see right here, right now. So it is looking good for Leeds. They're 79 points. They're 4 points clear over Burnley, who are on third. Sheffield United are on second. For right here, right now, they could be down as low as third this weekend, depending on what goes on. Meanwhile, Coventry sit in that sixth spot. They're 2 points clear over Bristol City. They're further a point away from Middlesbrough. Rovers still in it, kind of, but they really need to get some results here and fast. Otherwise, we could be as low as 12th. Goodness gracious me. Meanwhile, going down, it is Plymouth, it is Luton, it is Derby, but don't rule out Cardiff, don't rule out Oxford. Even Stoke, despite the win, are still in the thick of things. All right, then, folks, let's get into the next round of games, and we're kicking it off with a trip this Friday night between Bristol City and Norwich. That's right, coming at Thrashton Gate. Liam Manning's boys are on the outside looking in, and a win for them this match. They could see them get into the top six. They're coming into this unbeaten in at least the last 6 matches, but back-to-back draws. On the flip side, Norwich come into this with just 1 win in the last 6 matches. They sit 12th for 49 points compared to Bristol City 7th with 54. They've played 22 times over the years since 1998. 7 wins for Bristol City, 11 wins for Norwich. There's been 4 draws. Last time around at this very venue, it was a 2-1 win for Norwich back in December 2023. The reverse fixture at Carrow Road was a 2-0 win for Bristol City way back in November. The Canaries on the back of that 3-2 shit show against Sheffield Wednesday. Meanwhile, Bristol City could only draw against Sheffield United to make it back-to-back draws. Now, the bookies' odds on this one, they give it to Bristol City here. They could be in the top 6. For me, I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw, which really puts a bit of a damp squib on Bristol City's promotion hopes and probably puts Norwich City's one to bed here. So we'll see about that. Meanwhile, we'll go to Millwall as they take on Stoke. That's right, in the Gary Rowett derby. That's right. Or even the Alex Neil derby, should we say. Of course, Millwall's boys are 13th for the table, 48 points of the campaign. Just 1 win there with the last 4 matches. Stoke, though, under Mark Robbins, their first win in 5. Goodness gracious me. They're 19th with 39 points. They played at Millwall 28 times since 1993. There's been 10 wins apiece and 8 draws. Last time around over at Millwall, it was a 1-0 win for the hosts way back in August 2023. The reverse fixture at the Bet365 was a 1-1 draw. In fact, Millwall are unbeaten against Stoke over the last 5. They picked up 3 wins and a couple of draws as well. Millwall, though, did lose to Leeds most recently. Stoke with that 1-0 win over Blackburn, of course it is. The odds right here, right now, they'll go with Millwall on this one. The bookies backing them to get back to anyways. I'm going there as well. 2-1 win. Stoke weren't that great, and I think on the road it's going to be even more difficult. Let's go to, or stick around in London actually, QPR against Leeds United at Loftus Road. QPR under Marty Kofientis are 14th, but they've lost 4 on the spin. been pretty grim stuff for them. Only one win in the last 6. They are 17% form. Up against Leeds under Daniel Farke, just one win, one defeat in the last 6 matches. They are tip at the top of the table with 79 points. They played 30 times since 1993, 9 wins QPR, 14 wins Leeds. There's been 7 draws, of course, and the last 6 matches have all resulted in a home win. So if that form was to continue, QPR will come out on top with a W. But they're on the back of a 2-1 loss to Borough most recently. Their last home match also a 2-1 loss to Sheffield United. Leeds, though, their last away trip was a loss against Portsmouth, so that could be something to look forward to for QPR. Maybe you should go that way as well. The bookies are backing Leeds on this one. Of course, I think realistically you should go that way if you're a betting man, but there could be something in the water for this one. We'll see, though. I'm backing a 2-1 away win for Leeds. Let's go to Rovers then. They've been absolutely diabolical under the new coach here, Valérien Ismaël, and I'm a big fan of it. Winless in the last 4, 9th at the table, 52 points for the campaign. Up against Cardiff, who are 21st with 36 points. They're on 4 defeats on the spin. They're rocking 25% form compared to Rovers 42. We played 23 times since 2005. 8 wins Rovers, 6 wins Cardiff. There's been 9 draws. Last time around at Ewood, it was a 1-0 win for Rovers way back in October 2023. We also picked up a 3-1 win at Cardiff way back in November. Rovers are actually unbeaten against Cardiff over the last 5, winning 4 and drawing just that 1, of course. Rovers, though, on the back of that 1-0 loss to Stoke. Cardiff on the back of that 2-1 loss to Luton Town. Goodness gracious me. The bookies, they'll give it to Rovers, but we're absolutely shit. I'm backing them as well with a 2-0 win, but realistically, I think we might be lucky just to get the draw at the moment because we are that woeful and I'm that concerned about Blackburn Rovers. Unfortunately, the international break could be the only saving grace. Meanwhile, Coventry under Frank Lampard, 6th in the table, 56 points for the campaign. They did suffer a defeat last time around up against Sunderland under Reggie Lebree, who are unbeaten in the last 3 matches. They sit 4th with 69 points and have played Coventry 21 times since 1996. There's been 8 wins Coventry, 4 wins. Sunderland has been 9 draws. Last time they played at Coventry, it was a draw, and the reverse fixture also a draw. Goodness gracious me. Speaking of draws, Sunderland are in the back of a draw against Preston most recently. Coventry did lose to Derby at Pride Park, denting their hopes and boosting Derby's boost themselves. The bookies on this one quite tight. Looks like a draw on paper. Of course, it was a draw on the flip of result earlier in the season. I've gone with a 2-0 win to get Coventry back to winning ways. Let's go to Luton Town, also on the back of a win themselves, taking on Middlesbrough at Kenilworth Road. Luton under Matt Bloomfield right now, 23rd in the table, 2 wins in the last 3 matches. They may have turned a corner. Against the Borough under Michael Carrick, who have seemed to have turned a corner. They've won 3 and they've lost 3 over the last 6 matches. They played 13 times since 1993. 4 wins Luton, 5 wins Borough. There's been 4 draws between the two sides. Last time around over at Luton Town, it was a 2-1 win for the Hatters way back in April 2023. The reverse fixture, a 5-1 win for the Borough, with the last 5 matches going in favour of the host. When I say going in favour, the host has won this game. Borough, though, on the back of that 2-1 win over QPR. Last away trip was a 1-0 loss to Swansea. Luton on the back of a 2-1 win over Cardiff. Their last home match was a 1-0 win over Pompey. The odds right here, right now, we're looking at it. It is again quite tight. The bookies think a draw. I'm going to go with a draw myself on this one. 1-1 in the end, guys. That's, of course, my take on that. Let's take a look at Oxford up against Watford at the Kazam. Of course, this is the Championship. Anything can happen. Oxford under Gary Rowett winless in the last 8 matches. They're on a woeful bit of form. The Gary Rowett bounce has gone. 20th in the table, 39 points for the season. Watford, though, under Tom Cleverley, they are in a good bit of form right now. They've turned the corner. Just 1 defeat in the last 5. They sit 10th, 52 points for the season. They may have peaked at just the right time. They've played Oxford 6 times since 1993. 5 wins Watford. Nothing but Oxford. There's been 1 draw between the two sides. Last time around over at Oxford in the league, it was a 0-0 draw way back in March 1999. The reverse fixture at Vicarage Road was a 1-0 win. That was back in November. Watford, though, back to winning ways. 1-0 winners over Swansea. Oxford losing to Hull last time around. The odds, they'll go again quite tight. The bookies just cannot decide this early. It smells like a draw. It could be a draw, and I think I am going with the Oxford victory here. They need to bounce back, and they'll bounce back now. Meanwhile, a bit of a ding-dong relegation 6-pointer is Plymouth. It's Derby. Plymouth under Miran Musilic, 24th in the table, 33 points for the season. They did pick up a valuable win last round against Portsmouth, up against Derby under John Eustace, who's got back-to-back wins, and of course hit the road this time around. 14 times they've played since 2004, 5 wins Plymouth, 8 wins for Derby. 14 times since 2004, 5 wins Plymouth, 8 wins Derby. There's been 1 draw between the two sides. Last time around over at Plymouth, it was a 2-1 win for the Green Army way back in March 2023. That was in League One. The reverse fixture at Pride Park was a 1-1 draw back in November. Derby, though, back-to-back wins, back-to-back home wins. Last time on the road, though, they suffered a 1-0 loss. Plymouth are on the back of a 2-1 away win. That's probably their first all season. Of course, coming into this one, the bookies, though, again, giving it to Derby, but I don't think so. I think Plymouth at home are something else. I'm going to go with a draw, purely on the fact of the recent turn of events for Derby. They might grind something out, get a valuable point, but realistically, I think Plymouth are more likely to win in this one. Next up is the Battle of the Peas. It's Preston, it's Pompey, It's Cardiff at Deepdale. That's right. Paul Heckenhart and Bottoms boys are 15th, 44 points for the season. Just one win though in the last 6. Against Portsmouth under John Mousinho, 4 wins of the last 6 matches. They sit 17th right now with 42 points. They played 12 times to 2000. 5 wins for Preston, 3 wins for Pompey. There's been 4 draws. Last time around, at Deepdale, it was a 1-1 draw way back in March 2013. Portsmouth, though, picking up a 3-1 win at Fratton Park back in November, and they also, on the back of a defeat, though, 2-1 loss to Plymouth last time around. Preston, though, did pick up a massive 1-1 draw against Sunderland at the Stadium. I like the odds, though, for this one. They'll go with Preston right here, right now. I think I am also leaning that way. 2-0 winners for the Nobbers to get themselves away from any relegation conundrums they might have lingering in the back of their minds. Meanwhile, Swansea up against Burnley, coming at you at the Swansea.com Stadium. Swansea under Alan Sheeran, just one defeat in the last 4 now. 16th at the table, 44 points for the season. Burnley, though, under Scott Parker, just one defeat in the last 6. They sit 3rd with 75 points. Now, they played Swansea 13 times since 2008. 7 wins Swansea, 5 wins Burnley, 1 draw between the 2 sides. Last time around, over in Wales, it was a 2-1 win for Burnley way back in January 2023. The reverse fixture, a 1-0 win for Burnley over at Turdmore. 3 wins on the spin for Burnley against Swansea, but they're coming into this on the back of a loss. That is the Swans. Burnley on the back of a draw against West Bromwich Albion. The bookies are all back Burnley, of course they were. They're the hot shot favourites right now, and I think they'll win 2-0 winners as well in Wales. Let's keep it going. West Bromwich Albion up against Hull City at the Hawthorns. Tony Mowbray's boys are 5th at the table, 56 points for the season, unbeaten in the last 5, however drawn 3 of that last 5. Hull, though, under Ruben Sellers, 67% form. They're 18th right now, just 1 defeat in the last 6. They're coming into on better form than the Baggies, and have played them 24 times since the year 2006. 14 wins for the hosts, 5 wins for the visitors, and there's been 5 draws. Speaking of draws, there's not much of a draw here. Last time I played at the Hawthorns, it was a 3-1 win for the Baggies. The reverse fixture, also a win for West Brom way back in November. Hull, though, on the back of a 2-1 win over Oxford. West Brom could only draw against Burnley. Meanwhile, the bookies will give it to the Baggies. They should be favourites at home. They're a bit of a force to be reckoned with. I'm going with a 3-0 win in the end to keep themselves in the top 6. And then finally, it's Wednesday. It's United. It's the Sheffield. It's the Steel Derby. That's right, at Hillsborough. Danny Roll's boys are 11th at the table, 51 points for the season. They won back-to-back wins up against Sheffield United under Chris Wilder, who sits 2nd. They're on just 1 defeat in the last 6. They've played 23 times since 1993. We've got 6 wins Wednesday, 7 wins United. There's been 10 draws between the 2 sides, including a draw last time around at Hillsborough way back in March 2019. In fact, 3 of the last 4 have ended up all square between these 2 sides, except the reverse fixture was a 1-0 win for the Blades back at Bramall Lane. Sheffield Wednesday on the back of that 3-2 impressive win over Norwich. Meanwhile, Sheffield United could only draw at home to Bristol City. The odds on this one, they do actually give it in favour of Sheffield Wednesday. They're the bookies' favourites on this one. I'm going with a 2-2 draw, which just really goes with the flow of this fixture in recent years. And if I'm right, this is what the table will look like at the end of this week's Anzac games. Of course, heading into the Ashdod break, Leeds look home and dry right now. Burnley will be into 2nd spot on goal difference, and Rovers hopefully might still be in the mixer for a race for the players. But it is still a little bit of time left on this one, so make sure you subscribe. Check out the link down below for the Prediction League. I'll see you soon on the other side, but I am helter-skelter right now. Till then, I'm done.